Do you
So
remember who first pitched you on being a member of King Booker's court, the town
no,
crier?
no, and I was just asked to do it, and I went out, and we've talked about this before. Whatever you get given, make it work.
Right.
And I can't remember who pitched that to me, and somebody else might know that, whoever was around the writing team or whoever was in charge. I can't remember at that time. This is, I mean, it's not that I can't. It's just, if you're talent, there's a whole group of people organizing stuff and working themselves to the bone to create a show. I'm the I've always, I won't say prided myself, but that's one of the things that I like to think. I'm the easiest person you're ever going to have to deal with. I'm a professional. I understand this job. I haven't got a big ego. I'm what you need. Yep, I'll go and try and make it work. That was the way I was, right?
Right.
So whoever came up to me and said, "Go and do that," right?
You
I wasn't doing anything at the time.
right.
It must have been, I don't know, because I had a very. Here's my deal with Mr. McMahon. When I went back in 2000, Mr. McMahon said to me, because he talked to me again, we were never over friendly, but we had grown up conversations, and he put on, again, he figured out that I'm not an ego merchant. I'm not trying to. I just do. I'm a professional, and I do my job. Whenever I have a good role for you, you'll be in it, and if not, you'll be working on house shows, and you'll be maybe making people look good, wrestling younger talent, but you will constantly be working. So, and if you look at my WWE career, that's exactly how it worked out. I have some incredibly memorable, if you take them as bodies of work, of memorable things. Commissioner, all the comedy stuff, Booker's, this thing that we're talking about now. I was just, they never had to even, there might have been 50 people know before me that day. And I don't remember anybody coming up to me until that. And I can't even remember them coming up to me that day. Because they know I would do it, and they know that I would give it my best, and they know that I had a track record of, from, again, let's forget 1998, but from 2000 onwards, I had a track record of whatever they asked me to do, I just did it, and I had trust, and I was no problem to them. Zero problem. What do you need? Yep. Okay, thanks. Bosh, done. So somebody came up to me and said, and it could have been 5 minutes before, for all I can remember. I don't know. Somebody else might know. I was just said, can you go out and do this? And you'd have to look either side of my career, what I was doing at the time. It may have been something, it may have been nothing. I don't know. Can you do this? Of course I can. Go out and start doing that. And I did it until I couldn't do another one. And that's what I think, why it started, because they said go out and be his town crier. I can't remember who delivered it to me or what to do. I just did what I thought was right, because Booker had created this incredible character, and he was, you'd have to ask him about that, but he'd created this fantastic, he'd got the King of the Ring thing, and he was going to make it work. He was going to make that work, and it was a tremendous thing. And I was asked to just go out and do that, and I've got no hang-ups about doing anything. Go out and just start doing the King Booker thing. And it just went on and on and on, and the cameras were on. So I kept going and kept
Right.
going and kept going and kept going until my voice was going hoarse, until finally the cameraman went, okay, we're off the air. And then I walked through, and then that's how it started. As
Sure.
far as I know, other people may know that they had me slotted in for something. That's how it. Again, it's information they never needed to worry about telling me,
Right. Because you're a team player.
because I just do what I've got to do. So that's how it started. Was one night me doing that. There was nothing before that. I know that, and it was that King Booker, and then we were paired together, and you'll be able to tell me more than me, because again, a lot of this stuff is just another day at work for me, because I'm not up my own backside, because I haven't got pictures all over the walls of what I do, because it's just another day and another great role. I'm going to be with this now. Great, it gives me something to work to be a part of, and I'm going to make it work. And I know Booker. I know how good he is. I know how good he's going to make this work, because he's the same. Give him anything, he's going to make it work. Right? We're both on the same kind of mindset.
Sure.
So it's just, let's go out and have some fun and make this work. And I'll just react off him. This is his role. I'm not an ego man again, so I'm not going to go, oh, well, I need to get this in. No, I'll just react off you. And we've talked about this before, but I'll just react off you, and I'll do whatever. I am totally comfortable with myself. I think we've talked just from
you're confident
in today's podcast. You've seen the kind we've talked about, just certain things that shows you that I'm not. What have I got to prove to anybody?
Right.
I'm not having to prove that I'm any kind of anything. That's what holds a lot of people back, because they never become comfortable with themselves. They're always trying to, like, they're insecure, and they have to try to prove a point, or prove that they're tough, or prove that they're not. They're frightened of making a fool of themselves. I couldn't care less about making a fool of myself, because I know enough tricks to pull it back.
Right.
I purposely used to make a fool of myself to be able to turn it around on people, and have them booing me straight afterwards. I would do that. That was part of my act, to make a fool of myself, because I know that feeling. And everybody in the audience, you learn when it's crowd psychology. If you can connect on a level that the audience can feel, everybody in the building knows what it's like to be humiliated in front of somebody at some point in their life, and you want to lash out, and you want to do, but you can't. Well, I could do that in wrestling. I knew that. I've through different things in life, when those embarrassing things happen, and you just thought, oh, I just want the ground to swallow me. Well, I could actually create a scenario where I could make myself look completely ridiculous.
Right.
But then I could turn it round and go from, oh, you were laughing at me, and you go, well, now he's going to take. I wished it was you, but this poor person I'm on with, now that I've took command, now that I've taken control of this match, he's going to get it.
Right.
And I wished it was you, and I wished it was you on the very back row, and I wished it was you, but he's going to get it. And I would pound on, and then, woof, I was so comfortable with myself about before, even probably by the end of the first year, I was comfortable with being a wrestler before I came to America. By the end of the first year of me being here, doing so much, because I was the TV champion, so much stuff, and being around so many great people, there was nothing that you couldn't ask me to do that I couldn't pull off.
Right.
As long as I knew that, but I also knew what I could and couldn't do. And so I would adapt to this or adapt to that.